Bonjour mes élèves, c'est la leçon pour mes élèves niveau 2 et on va commencer un nouveau chapitre avec une nouvelle structure. Le chapitre s'appelle On fait du camping et la nouvelle structure est être en train de et aussi pour euh, utiliser ensemble le passé composé et l'imparfait. Okay, so this chapter isn't very complicated either. It's mostly just new vocabulary for the camping activities. It does take what the last chapter did with imparfait and expand on it a little bit, getting you used to using imparfait and passé composé together more fluidly in a very conversational way and in a storytelling way. So I'm going to go over the vocabulary first and get into the être en train de structure and how it can be applied to the imparfait and how you can make conversations flow by interjecting passé composé as well. Alors, pour commencer, tournez à la page 234. Et on va commencer avec le vocabulaire. So at the top, there's the heading Un terrain de camping. So this is the campsite. Okay, so there is rather than just a noun, there's verb vocabulary. Monter, démonter la tente. So this is to set up the tent, take down the tent. Monter, démonter la tente. Okay, le fauteuil pliant. This is folding chair. So it's one of those outdoor folding chairs. Faire un feu de camp. So this is also starting with a verb, to make a campfire. So the campfire by itself is feu de camp. Faire un feu de camp is to make a campfire. La bouteille isotherme is your thermos. La lanterne. Les boîtes de conserve. So this is canned non-perishables. La crème solaire, sunscreen. La lotion anti-moustique, like your off spray. L'allume-gaz, so a gas lighter. Le réchaud, so this is a kerosene stove or propane stove. La boîte d'allumettes, box of matches. La trousse de premiers soins, the first aid kit, first aid bag. La lampe de poche, your flashlight. La gourde, the canteen. So don't say cantine for your canteen. Cantine is your school or workplace cafeteria. Your canteen for camping. La gourde or une gourde. The canteen or a canteen. La boussole is your compass. Autre mot utile, allumer, to light. So, on peut faire un feu de camp, et puis on peut allumer un feu de camp. Like when you're looking at holiday things and birthday things, like to light the candles, allumer les bougies. Un briquet is a lighter. Camper is the verb, a verb to camp. You can also say faire du camping. I've always defaulted to faire du camping. Un camping is a campsite. un sac de couchage, sleeping bag, une ouvre-boîte, can opener, un moustiquaire, a mosquito net, and un désinfectant, so disinfectant. So this can be your alcohol or disinfectant spray, Purell. And you have an exprimons-nous. Okay, so saying what happened, and this is where the grammar will come in later as well. For this exprimons-nous is saying what happened at a time in the past. Figure-toi, pendant que je campais, j'ai décidé de faire un feu. So imagine I'm setting the scene. So figure-toi que, imagine that. Okay, so it's just a setting the scene phrase. Figure-toi que. Alors, j'ai cherché la boîte d'allumettes, pas d'allumettes. Okay, so I've set the scene, and then I'm going to a specific instance that interrupts that scene. So the scene being, I'm camping, I've decided to make a fire, so I look for a matchbox and I don't have any matches. À ce moment-là, j'ai entendu une voiture, c'était mon père. So I heard a car, it was my father. And so this is going the reverse direction from imperfect to passé composé, and from passé composé, à ce moment-là, a particular instance, j'ai entendu une voiture. A particular instance, I heard a car. C'était mon père, and it was my father. So it being my father is continued past action. So going from a particular instance of hearing the car to continued past action of my father being there. Heureusement, il avait un briquet. Okay, more continued past action. He had along with him a lighter. Bref, I'm shortening the story up. I'm tying the story up. Bref, on a pu faire un feu de camp et on n'a pas eu froid. So back to passé composé, we made the campfire and we weren't cold. Okay, so this is a chronological progression in a story, and you're seeing as it develops how you can switch between imperfect and passé composé depending on setting scenes, establishing processes, interrupting scenes, arrival of continued conditions. So it was my father. He had along with him a lighter. And so this short exprimons-nous has a lot of information in it if you look closely at the structure used through the progression of the story. And it's also effective going back and forth between the French and English because you can see the way it doesn't happen often. So when it does happen, take it as a gift that the francophone mind going from continued past action to an instance of past action works just like the anglophone mind. Okay, and if you continue turning the page à la page 237, describing circumstances. So this introduces a new structure, être en train de, and it does it in the imperfect. J'étais en train de monter la tente quand Pauline m'a appelé. Être en train de is to be in the middle of, to be in the process of. So I was, in this phrase, I was in the process of putting up the tent when Pauline called me. Okay? Je venais d'allumer le feu quand mes copines, not copines, copains. Je venais d'allumer le feu quand mes copains sont arrivés. So, je venais de. This is the imperfect version of vient de or venir de. Okay, so to have just come from, je viens d'arriver, I've just arrived. Okay, je venais d'allumer. This is continued past action of having lit the fire. Au moment où je prenais la photo de Julien, je suis tombé. Okay, au moment où. So at the moment that, or as this was happening. Okay. J'étais sur le point de partir. This is about to. I was about to. I was in the condition of being about to. J'étais sur le point de partir quand ils m'ont téléphoné. Okay, so this combines imperfect and passé composé as well. I was in the condition of being about to leave when they called me. Okay, so again, even in the same phrase, you can go from imperfect to passé composé. Okay, so let's introduce la nouvelle structure être en train de. Être en train de. So in this structure, all of these words will be present, okay? You'll always have être, you'll always have en train, and you'll always have de, okay? And this will be conjugated or in whatever part of speech you need, okay? You'll often see it in the imperfect because it sets the scene of continued past action frequently. And so you'll have just your imperfect endings. J'étais en train de. Tu étais en train de. Il en était en train de. Nous étions en train de. Vous étiez en train de. Ils étaient en train de. Okay? You can also use souvent the same way to set a scene. Normalement, d'habitude, using imparfait. So, let's say I'm in the middle of sleeping. J'étais en train de dormir. Or I'm in the middle of walking to the supermarket, the store. J'étais en train de me balader au marché. And you can interrupt your action with soudain, suddenly, tout à coup, all of a sudden, à ce moment-là, at that moment, au moment où. Okay, so I can combine these two, like going to the market. J'étais en train de me balader au marché quand soudain j'ai vu un énorme chien. Et il m'a agressé. Okay, so I was on the way to walking to the market and I saw a huge dog and it came after me. J'ai couru et j'ai couru et j'ai couru and I ran and ran and ran. So you can start your story in imparfait and switch to passé composé with one of these words that breaks up the action and continue your story. And just like with the exprimons-nous, you can go back and forth between your continued past action and specific instances of past action to continue the story and make it flow. There are some examples of imparfait that and how to use it and more explanation of breaking it up. I'll get to that in the next video. Merci.